We're just going to do 3 more problems on notes here. If you go back to that form we had yesterday, is also on my blog. If you remember, we did 1, we did 2, we did 3, and we cut off there. So we're going to do these last 3, and then your assignment is going to be a quizzes. The link is already on my blog. It's 5 simple problems. We're going to do a quiz on Friday, most likely in Delta Math, but I'll communicate that to you through the blog. Hopefully this isn't too stressful of a unit, and we're kind of getting the hang of it, okay? So it reminds us of the midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Remember, we're just averaging the coordinates, right? So we take my x's, add them together, divide by 2, comma, and then my y-coordinate of the midpoint would be the y's averaged together. Okay, I'm going to refresh us with our standard form, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So as a reminder, that's our standard form. Okay, so number one says, what is the center? We don't need the full form, we just need the center, whose diameter has endpoints -5, -4, and -1, -4. You're going to see this phrase a lot. Diameter has endpoints. What that means is you have a graph, you have a diameter, right? And there's multiple diameters, but say, for example, this one. It's going to give you the coordinates of the endpoints. Now, if it gives you the coordinates of the endpoints, the midpoint of those should get you the radius. So if you take a look, once I'm highlighting in red, those are my endpoints, right? And if I want to find the center, well, that's right in the middle of the diameter, right? So we just need to find the midpoint, that halfway point, okay? So to do that, I would label x1, y1, and I would never skip this step, guys. This is such a small task, and this really helps you keep everything straight, okay? So my midpoint, or my center, is going to be, we're just going to plug everything into the midpoint formula. So x1, -5, plus x2, -1, over 2, comma, y1, -4, plus y2, also -4. Remember, we're adding, over 2. And then we're going to look at that in your calculator. So remember, each one's kind of separate. So a lot of times we get stuck. We start trying to type commas and stuff in the calculator. Each one's separate. So -5 plus -1, it's -6. Divided by 2 should give me -3. Comma. -4 plus -4 is -8. Divided by 2 is -4. Okay. And from here, that's all we need to do. That is my center. I'm done. I found my answer. Okay. Now, number 2 and number 3 are a lot more involved, and I know there's not a whole lot of space here, so please bear with me. I'm going to explore this weekend some better technology options here for us, hopefully. But number 2, so give the equation whose endpoints of a diameter are -4, 1, and 4, -5. So step 1 is going to be the same thing we just did. Find midpoint. I'm going to abbreviate it so I can keep as much room as I can. So I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2, and I'm going to plug it in. So -4 plus 4 over 2, comma, 1 plus -5 over 2, which gets me -4 plus 4 is 0, 0 divided by 2, 0 divided by anything is going to be 0, comma, 1 plus -5 is -4, -4 divided by 2 is -2. So 0, comma, -2. Keep in mind from before, that midpoint is my center, my H and my K. Alright, so if I were to put this in my skeleton form of the equation, I'm going to try and fit it all in right here. So I can leave the other side to do stuff. Or it's going to be x minus h. Well, h is 0, 0 squared plus parentheses y minus k is negative 2 squared, and that's going to be equal to my r squared, but we don't know r yet. Okay, so if I clean this up, x minus 0 just becomes x squared plus y minus negative 2 becomes y plus 2. So I have y plus 2 in parentheses. And my last step is to solve for my r, so I can plug it into r squared. So to do that, keep in mind what we just found. We just found the center. Okay, I'm going to go back to this picture up here. Alright, we just found the center. So if I can find the distance between the center and either one of my endpoints, doesn't matter which one, then I can find the radius length. So this goes back to doing like we did in 1, 2, and 3 on the top of this page. Okay, so if I plug into my distance formula, d equals, and now, this is where it gets tricky. You gotta keep everything kind of in the right spot. Okay? Take your center as one of your points. So I'm trying to find the distance between 0, negative 2. And pick an endpoint, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to do negative 4, comma 1. Alright. And from here, now, I'm going to erase my x1, y1 from earlier because those are no longer applicable. Right? We used it, we're good. Now these are my x1, y1, x2, y2. Alright, and we're going to plug it into our distance formula, which is at the top of the page here. Okay. And I'm going to do my best I can to squeeze it in here, but please, please, please make sure you're keeping up neatly in your own notes as well. Okay. So, square root of parentheses. x2 is negative 4 minus, let's erase that and try again. Parentheses, negative 4 minus, my x1 is 0 squared plus parentheses, my y2 is 1 minus y1 is negative 2. Square that. Okay. So what happens from here? I'm going to erase these points right below it because we already have it in. Okay. Now, let's evaluate. So the distance is square root negative 4 minus 0. So negative 4 squared gets me 16. Plus, then I have 1 minus negative 2. 1 minus negative 2 becomes 1 plus 2, which is 3. 3 squared is 9. It's going to give me the square root of 25, which is actually just 5. Right? That's my radius. 5 is my radius. But keep in mind, okay, my radius is 5. For my final equation, I don't want the radius, I want the radius squared. So we're going to kind of work backwards. 5 squared is 25. That's going to be what's put right here. Alright. So, that would be my final equation in this case. Alright. So again, use the midpoint to find the center. Plug that in, that's your h and k. And then just find the distance between the center and a point, an endpoint on your diameter. Okay? That's all there is to it. So if you do number 3, try and do it the same exact way. Okay. Put a little line here. Alright, good. Okay. So step 1 is midpoint. So I'm going to plug in x1, y1, x2, y2. Plug that in to my midpoint formula. Negative 3 plus 1 over 2 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Comma. 2 plus negative 5 is negative 3. Negative 3 over 2 is just going to stay negative 3 over 2. Don't let that fool you. Okay, yes, it's a fraction. Yes, it's okay. Alright. So from here, that is my h, my k. I can plug that in. X minus negative 1 squared plus y minus negative 3 halves squared equals r squared. So our last step is to find that r. Okay? And to do that, we are going to plug into the distance formula. We are going to plug in my original, so right here, or h and k, that's my 1 point I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to use just any of the other ones. Plug that into my distance formula. Okay, this is about to be crowded, so I apologize. I'm going to do it right here. Distance equals square root of, and I like to label, so my h and k is now x1, y1, and negative 3, 2 is x2, got really messy, y2, okay, so parentheses, x2 minus x1, so negative 3, minus negative 1, squared, plus y2, 2, minus y1 is negative 3 over 2, square it. Now from there, I want you to take a second, pause the video, and type that straight into the calculator, exactly as you see it. Where it's a minus, put a minus. Where it's a negative, put a negative. 3 over 2, use that fraction button, 3 over 2, right? And when you get it fully done out, your calculator will probably spit out 16.25. Root of 16.25. Okay? Or if it doesn't, try to hit that error button. Get from a fraction to that. Okay, and a lot of people will see this number and they will freak out. Okay, how do I take the square root of that? Well, the good news is you really don't have to. Okay? Because keep in mind, this is my r. It's my radius. But to plug it into the equation, I want r squared. So I'm going to take this answer, my radius, and square it. When I square it, the square and the square root are inverses. Those go away. So really, on this side of the equation, we're just going to put 16.25. Alright? And that is my final. Actually, we can clean that up a little bit. So minus a negative, that is really a plus. Minus negative 3 halves becomes plus. And then we have, alright, so this circle has a center at negative 1, comma negative 3 halves, and a radius length of root 16.25. But don't get too caught up in that, because when we plug into the equation, we just have that plain 16.25. Alright, these are tricky problems. Take it step by step. I've practiced these ones a few times. On the quizzes, there's a little bit of practice with it as well. Alright, day 4 in the books. Stay healthy. One day at a time. We'll be back before you know it.